With the move to a more sustainable future, companies like EAM Associates are helping homes and businesses become more energy efficient.
Whether you're a homeowner or a business owner and you're thinking about sustainability and going green, that one of the real key things to understand is that you are not being asked to give up anything, for the sake of the environment or those kind of things. Really, one of the hallmarks of the buildings that we do is that they are really high performance homes and buildings for the people who are living and working in them. Say you're working on designing a new home, you're always going to get the most benefit from the process when you involve folks as early as possible. There are so many options out there, ways to design homes, technology that can be used, but the later you kind of put a team together, you're narrowing down your options. And really, one of the issues is that the most critical aspect of getting people involved early is picking your team. These homes are still not the norm, I would say. There's a lot of design professionals and construction professionals out there that are still not building homes following these practices, and it's a personal choice that they've made to sort of not deal with it. But if it's important to a person to have a green and sustainably designed high-performance home, you need to be picking the right architect and builder and engineer and a whole team to work with. If you're making the wrong selections on your team up front, you're going to be asking people to do things that they are just not familiar with, and it's going to be a more painful process. It's going to cost you a lot more money, and ultimately you're not going to get most likely the end product that you were hoping for. It's a growth industry these days. I think people are hearing and seeing more in headlines and things about green building and sustainability and energy efficiency. So we have a lot of new people coming into the industry, and that's great. We actually need more people in the industry doing these things. But because it's a niche sort of a thing, a lot of I'll call it the institutional knowledge of how to do these things lives with the companies that have been doing it for a very long time. And EAM has been doing this for about 30 years. It's a family business and kind of multi-generational. And I think our team is great because we pull together a bunch of people with disparate specialties. We have a lot of people, including myself, who actually worked on building homes and buildings for a period of time. And so you have that real world knowledge of what it goes into construction. And I think that differentiates us a bit from some of our competitors. The Energy Star Homes program has been around for a few decades now. It's really, honestly, the Energy Star program is one of probably the best things that the federal government has ever done. The product side of it is really loved by a lot of manufacturers of all the types of things that we buy, from TVs and refrigerators to furnaces and air conditioners. And a lot of the products that people buy these days are way better than they would have been without the Energy Star program. And the homes program is very similar. A lot of people don't realize that that their home actually can be designed and constructed and be labeled as an Energy Star home. And basically what you're getting there is you're getting a great team from the EPA that has been refining that program for about the last 30 years. They have access to all the best building science and research, and can work with builders across the country. And they have continually refined this program to give us a real foundation to use to build a home. That's really one of the great things about something like the Energy Star program is it gives us that framework. It gives us really great checklists and parameters to follow with not just the designers of the home, but then with the people that are actually building it. And the end result is just a really, really high functioning home. So I think that if people already have a home built and they're looking to find ways to reduce their energy use, and quite honest, that's a bucket that a lot of us fall into. Not everyone can have a new home constructed. One of the first places I would always go would be to their local utility, because most of them almost always have efficiency programs in place that will offer things like free initial auditing, and they will also then have incentives and rebates sometimes for participating in their program. So if you are building a new home and green practices and sustainability and energy efficiency are really important to you, the first thing you have to do is make sure that you're selecting the right team. And so it just doesn't make any sense to ask people to do something that's out of their wheelhouse. And you also don't really honestly want them learning on your dollar. So when you're talking to builders or the architect that you're going to potentially work with, you need to feel them out on this issue and see what kind of portfolio they have. If they've done these sort of homes, they will have them in their portfolio and they will be happy to talk to you about them. If it's something that they kind of glance aside, then you know that you probably should move on and look at other people. And then after that, you need to make sure that the team understands that you're also probably going to bring in a green practices and energy consultant, and that you're viewing them as a critical part of the team and not just as an afterthought. So with our best clients, right after an architect and the homeowner do a very initial sketch of the home, the next people that see that a lot of the time is us, because then we get to influence a lot of the behind the scenes things that happen, from the way the framing runs and other structural type things, and just all the different systems that we would select. And it really just makes so the homeowner can have exactly what they want and not have to end up being posed with choices of, oh, well, you can either have that pantry closet in your kitchen that you already fell in love with, or you can have an optimally designed, HVAC system. The homeowner will not have to make those sort of choices if they put a team together early enough and make it clear to that team that this is a high priority for them for the finished home.
When building your dream home, it's time to consider how important sustainability and energy efficiency are. For more information, visit their website, eamenergy.com, or watch this segment again at designingspaces.tv.